The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator here on the New Black Wall Street, the night shift on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We're going through the book. This is going to be our last day in this book. This is The Richest Man of Babylon by George Clason. Again, this book was written back in 1925, and we're actually going through the 5 laws of gold, finishing up the 4th and the 5th law today. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the book. You've been learning something. Of course, this is the book that has changed my financial life, and hopefully it's began to change yours as well. But this episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right. True Detergent. This is black-owned manufactured detergent here in the Atlanta area, and we are doing free delivery in the Atlanta area to your doorstep. You can give us a call at 678-851-2400. This is a 101-ounce bottle for $15. That's 15 cents per wash. You can get your True delivered to your doorstep. Again, you want to give us a call at 678-851-2400. True Detergent, make the switch. Now, I forgot to put the link in, but I also will add the link that if you are not in the Atlanta area and you still want to support, I'll put the link in where you can actually go and let me go find it right now. You can actually go and buy your True Detergent as well. So I know that you guys are like, man, how do I buy if I'm not in the Atlanta area? Well, I'm about to show you. I just got this link going and it's gonna work. Yes, it's gonna allow you to go ahead and buy some True Detergent when you're outside Atlanta area. But while we're waiting on that, just want to let you guys know that Club Millie is still open for those that want to join. So if you're interested in joining the crew that's learning how to save and invest $1,000 this year, that's what we're doing. So we're going to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000. You have the opportunity to be one of those 1,000. Now, here's the deal, guys. We got sessions set up every Wednesday and Thursday to give those that need more information all the information that you need. Again, this is for those that need more information. But if there are some of you who are saying, you know what, I want to go ahead and get signed up today. I want to go ahead and take advantage of all the benefits that come with being a member. Well, guess what, guys? It's only a $20 decision. It's only a $20 decision. You can have access to what it is that we talk about. So we got sessions coming up. Hey, what's going on, Mrs. Sweeney? We got sessions coming up that allows you like Valentine's session. Well, instead of you paying for that session, you get become a member, and that session is free to you. And then we also have the Dow 30 session. So that Valentine's session on Tuesday, Dow 30 session on Wednesday. This is where we come together. We talk about money. Where we look for opportunities where we can actually make our money work for us. What's going on, Marvis? So you can come to those sessions a la carte or individually, or you can join the club, and then you will actually have access to those sessions as a part of your membership. So on Wednesday, we're going to start with the Dow 30. We're going to be looking at and going through individually all 30 of the stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow 30, in case you don't know what it is the 30 most significant stocks in America. So it's companies like Nike, Apple, Walmart, McDonald's, things like that. And we're going to actually go through them one by one to see if we can spot some opportunities with the Dow. And then also tomorrow, we're going to be going through some companies that might benefit from what people are going to do anyway as it relates to Valentine's Day. So those are 2 sessions, 2 opportunities for those that want to start talking about investing, learning about investing, coming to the kitchen table so they can learn how to make their money work for them. Well, that's what we do at Club Millie. That's what we're all about. And so hopefully you'll join up with us as well. What's going on, Darren? How are you, man? Thanks so much for joining. How is everything? How has you guys' day been? Today has been an absolutely phenomenal day. I mean, it's been phenomenal to say the least. Let me go ahead and get this link here. It's been so much going on, man. I've been so pleased with just the village, man. I went to Clark Atlanta University, which is a HBCU, is a historically black college, and they had what they call the 100 Black Man Coalition or something like that. So what they had college students that were mentoring high school students, man, black men. It was like I was like, yes, we are doing something. It was so fantastic to see and be a part of. And to be invited to something like that, to see what's going on, what they're trying to do to continue to build our community. But then I left there and I went to a children's black bookstore. Well, I left there and I went to a children's black bookstore. Yeah, I went to a children's black bookstore, and there they had the owner was black, The authors was black. The illustrator was black. I mean, the customers was all in there black. They had like a book signing and all that stuff. I mean, it was just phenomenal, man. To see our dollars circulate, and I was just like, yes, it's happening. I mean, you know, it was circulating probably about 6 or 7 times just in that one time frame. It was like phenomenal. I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I'm talking about. I was in black economy heaven. I'm telling you. And then we left there and we went down the street to this place called Big Daddy's, which is a soul food restaurant, which is black owned. So we had lunch. So you see what I'm saying? We went from black to black to black, and we continue to let our dollars circulate within our community so that those institutions could rise up. And then as they continue to rise up, they'll get big enough that they can offer jobs to other people and bring other people in under their institution. So that's what it's all about, man. We have got to be about it. And I was today. I mean, I've just had a phenomenal day. How has you guys' day been? How have you been? How was your day today? It's Saturday. Somebody said to me that once you get free, every day is a Saturday. I said, yeah, you're right about that. I feel like every day is a Saturday. So anyway, I put that link in the comments. So those that need to, or those that are interested in purchasing online, you can just click that link, and I'll still get credit for it, for providing the opportunity for you to become a true customer. You go ahead and do that at WeBuyBlack.com. Again, that's the new Black Amazon. So at any time you need to go shop, and go there first, and see if there's anything there that you can support, because you'll actually be supporting your own. But anyway, I know you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. Hey, we are into the Richest Man of Babylon, finishing this up, and then tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday, I'm so excited about this. We started the execution pipeline. This book here is going to be for those who are serious about starting a business this year, who's serious about taking their idea and transforming it from an idea or a dream into reality. So it's going to be a step-by-step guide on how you can do that, what you need to consider as you start to transition from employee to entrepreneur. So I'm so excited about this. We're going to start this on the night shift on Mondays, and make sure, not Mondays, on Monday through Saturday, and you got to make sure that you bring your notepad. You're going to need your notes. I'm going to tell you that in advance. You're going to need something to write on, because it's going to be filled with tips and strategies on how you can get your business started this year, and how you can go from being an employee to an entrepreneur. Richest Man of Babylon, the book that changed my financial life. We're finishing up the last two laws tonight, and we started by talking about law number 1. Now, law number 1 of the 5 laws of gold. Everybody put in the comments below, laws of gold. These are rules. So these are the laws of gold. You follow these 5 laws. Now, of course, laws sometimes we break. Let's just keep it real. But if you follow these 5 laws, it should help you to get out of debt. It should help you to build wealth. It should help you to free yourself financially, and ultimately help you finance your own freedom. So the first law basically says this, that you want to make sure that you paid yourself first. I mean, it clearly says here, it wants you to pay no less than 1/10 of your earnings to create an estate for your future and that of your family. So you want to start to build your wealth by paying yourself first from whatever streams of income that you have. Law number 2 said you wanted to put your money to work for you. So here's what you want to do. You want to get to the position that your money's working harder for you than you are working for your money. Again, you want to get to a position where your money is working harder for you than you are working for your money. So the way that you do that is take from some of your surplus, and you start to put it out to work for you. And it's going to work hard for you when you find some profitable employment for your dollars. The third law was that you wanted to protect your money by always getting the advice of wise men as it relates to its handling. So you wanted to have some financial advisors in your corner. You want to have some educators in your corner. You want to have some wise men or some businessmen in your corner that you could actually get counsel from or get advice from as it relates to what you were going to do with your money. So before you make a big decision with your money, always get wise counsel. Just ask somebody, say, hey, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Here's what I'm thinking about doing. And they can give you some of the things that they would consider. So there is safety in wise counsel. That's right. There's safety in wise counsel, especially for your money. You want to be more cautious with your money. And the thing was, were you being cautious, or are you being careless? Now, most of us, at the end of the day, if we're broke, busted, and disgusted, more often than not, that just means that we've been being careless with the money that comes into our hand. Let's just keep it real. Most of us have been being careless. We lust. We have the pride of the eyes and the lust of the eyes and all that stuff, right? We want things. We want, and our eyes are bigger than our wallet. So we go ahead and we satisfy our eyes, and then until our wallet can no longer handle it. And that puts us into debt. that puts us behind the 8 ball, and then we're still trying to climb up out of it years after years after years after years later. So you have to really make a decision to yourself at some point that you're going to get out of debt, that you're no longer going to keep accruing debt. Like that, you got to have a stopgap in your life at some point. If you really are talking about building wealth, you get into the place, get into the wealthy place in your life, you have to stop. You have to say no to debt. And that's what it is. You have to say no to it. Now let's move on to the 4th law of gold. That's what we're into tonight. So it says this. It says that the gold slips away from the man who invested in businesses or purposes for which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. So it says gold slips away from the man who invested in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar. In other words, don't go on some wild goose chase with your money. You don't know about it. You haven't learned about it. You're not studied on it. You're not educated in that field. You probably don't need to be investing there. And this is why I say that it should be very simple and easy for you to really make your money work for you and to invest if you just invest in a place that you are already familiar with. Number one, I want you to become an expert in your industry. Everybody put that in the comments below. Expert in my industry. Another way to say that is I want you to lead the field. I keep telling you guys this. All you got to do is become an expert in your industry, an expert in where you are already planted, and you're going to find plenty of investing opportunities right there. There's too many of us want to go over here. We want to go in left field, right field. We want to take all these risks. But really, at the end of the day, if you just study the industry, you go to work 8 hours a day, and you are there 5 days a week. That's 40 hours of your week that you are in this industry working for somebody else. Well, why don't you also use some of that time to learn more about the industry for which you work? Then you become an expert in your industry. You're going to find plenty of investing opportunities because you are knowledgeable and you know what's going on in your industry. I want you to become an expert in your industry. Lead the field. And if we have enough of us, especially those that are in Club Millie, that do that, then we're going to have insight. Everybody put in the comments below insight. We're going to have insight into all of these different industries because we got people that are leaders in their field in each one of these industries. So now when we start talking about, I know Darren Marvis is going to be over materials. So now when we start talking about materials, shoot, we don't have to go research and learn all this stuff. He's going to be providing us some stuff that he's been studying over the past month or whatever the case may be. Hey, I noticed this. I seen this. I found this, and this. He only got to stay in one area and he stay in his lane. And then we're going to have another person that stay over here in that area, stay in their lane, another person in this lane. We're going to have all the lanes covered because we're going to have leaders in their field, and they're going to bring insight to these industries for which they are studying or they're following or watching, whatever the case may be. What's going on, Mr. Burton? What's going on? Thanks so much for joining. So you want to be an expert in your industry. I'm telling you, if you just do that, just become an expert in your industry. Use them more than they're using you. You know what I'm saying? You already getting employed there. You're always spending 40 hours a week there. Use that time more than they're using you, and start getting insight. Start noticing stuff. Start paying attention. Start knowing your competitors. Start knowing everything you can about your industry, so then you can learn how to make your industry pay you a check. You can learn how to make your industry become profitable to you in your personal space. All right. To the man who has gold yet is not skilled in its handling, many uses for it appear most profitable. Again, to the man who has gold, this is a man who got money, yet he's not used to handling money. In other words, he's pretty foolish when it comes to dealing with money, handling money. He got money, but he don't know what to do with it. Yeah, we don't meet plenty of people like that. He got a whole bunch of money, but has absolutely no idea what to do with it. You know what they say? A fool and his money will soon part ways. That's right. A fool and his money will soon part ways. They're going to get a divorce eventually. It may be quick. It may be long. Eventually, they're going to get a divorce because he is foolish when it comes to the handling of money. And so he finds many uses that appear to be profitable. Like everything seems like a good idea, but he gets no wise counsel. Too often these are fraught with danger of loss, and if properly analyzed by wise men, show small possibility of profit. Therefore, the inexperienced owner of gold who trusts to his own judgment and invested in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, too often finds his judgment imperfect and pays with his treasures for his inexperience. And so here's what we kind of see with like Ponzi schemes and things like that. it sounds good to get these gaudy returns, but we are unfamiliar with that particular industry or that investment, and so we put our money into the hands of someone else who is actually there to defraud us. But if we become wise in the area in which we want to invest, then we would no longer need that person to do something for us that we could do ourselves. And this is why I'm a big proponent of you learning about your money. And I say this all the time, like, but all those, it's great to have all of those certificates and all of those degrees on your wall. But the one thing I want everyone to learn to do is to major in money. Because no matter what you do for a career, no matter what you do to earn an income, you have to learn how to manage the money that comes to your hand. I don't care how much you make. I know plenty of people that are millionaires still living paycheck to paycheck. And you know what I'm saying? It makes no sense because they still haven't learned how to manage money. They just got a whole bunch of money. They still spend it, but they haven't learned how to manage it. So it doesn't really matter how many zeros you put on it, because one bad thing and they're right back bankrupt, just like you've seen with so many people that play basketball, they do football, you get a ton of money, and then 3 years later, after they retire, they're broke because they never learned, they never majored in money. Never majored in money. Oh, look at that. She's taking notes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm getting to number 5. I am getting there. That's what I'm talking about, Miss Johnson. Woo! All right. So, where was I? Oh, so wise indeed is he who invests his treasures under the advice of men skilled in the ways of gold. So here's the deal. Even if you, for some reason, decide that you don't want to learn about your own money, which I don't know why you wouldn't. It's your money. You know what I mean? If you give it to somebody, you're still taking all the risk. But then at least you want to get with some people, something like Club Millie, where you can feel confident in their ability to help you manage that money. In other words, you want to be able to give your money to people that are wise and skilled in the ways of gold, that understand how this system works, this capitalistic system, how the banking system works, how investing works. You need to be talking to people who understand all of this stuff, not just talking fluff, but can actually show you and teach you and help you understand it. That's how you know that they're wise in it, because they can teach it to you. See, once you learn something and you get to a point where you can teach someone else, well, then you know you really learned something, right? But when you're still trying to foul around and you really haven't got it all, you ain't really learned it. You just became aware of it. You became knowledgeable of it, but you're not at the point where you're like, okay, I really got this. When you really got something, you can teach it to somebody else. And these are the people that you want to rely upon if you haven't learned it yourself. Now, here's the 5th law of gold. Yeah, you want to major in money, man. When I go to the high schools, that's exactly what I tell them. I want you to major in money. I have them chanted out about 3 times. I want you to major in money. That's it. You're going to be dealing with money your whole life. Why not major in it? Why not get a PhD in money? Why not get a master's in money? Major in money. Look how much more good you can do in this world if you just major in money. Now, there must be a reason why in our public school system, they don't teach financial literacy to many of the schools. It must be a reason why we can take all these other courses, but the one thing that we're going to deal with our whole life is money, but yet we don't get a curriculum based upon money in many of the schools, many of the schools in our public school system. There's a reason why this system doesn't want the common folk to know about money, because you just might start to build yourself up to start taking over where they are ruling. So law number 5, man. What's up? What's going on, Urban? How are you? What's going on, Miss Esther Berry? How are you? Thanks so much for joining. Here's your 5th law of gold, guys. Here's the 5th law. And it says this. It says, gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusted to his own inexperience and romantic desires and investment. Woo! This old English is kind of hard to say, guys. So with gold flees, it runs away from the man who would force it to the impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers. So gold runs away from the person who is trying to get impossible returns, right? You know, oh, I want to get a 300% return this year. Okay, that's kind of impossible. Okay, you're chasing wind, and that wind is going to cause you to lose your money. It also says someone who's following the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers. These are the people that come into these seminars and tell you all this good stuff, like you can do this, you can do this. I did it, but you know what I'm saying? They may have got lucky. They may have been, but they probably have been working that system for so long before they actually got to a point where they can say, oh, confidently, I got this type of return. but then they just really tricking you out of your money for you to buy their stuff, and you hardly ever see those returns in your life. So don't follow the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trust in it in his own experience and romantic desires. This is saying, hey, you have no idea. You just got some money. You have no idea what to do with it, but you figure you're gonna come up with some good idea, and you have never done it before in your life. So if it's too good to be true, then it must be. It must not be true. So fanciful propositions that thrill like adventure tales always come to the new owner of gold. And you see this often, guys. I remember when I was younger, and I was probably about 20, 21, and I had a house at this time, and what did I do? I got like a line of credit on my house. So I was like, oh, I can get some money? Okay. All right, sure. Give me that cool 6,000 or 10,000 or something right there. But I had no idea what to do with it. So I had like this lump sum of money in my account, but I had no plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I just wanted to have the money, so it felt good to have the money. I was still working. I don't know why I wanted the money. I had no plan for the money. But I was like, man, maybe I can do something with it. So then you start coming up with all the ideas, right? I'm going to start a car wash. Or I'm going to get some rims for my car. Or, you know what I mean? You just start coming up with stuff because you got some money. You want to do something with it. I mean, really, you don't want to just sit there. You're like, I need to do something with it because if it stays in my account too long, I'm just going to go through it. I need to do something with it, but had no idea what to do with it. So guess what? It just slowly went away. I mean, it didn't take long at all. And I was like, oh, I got to pay this back, and I don't have it. This is what happens, man, when you get money without a solid foundation on wise handling of it, and you also get it without a plan. It's different if you have a plan. You're like, hey, here's what I want to do. See, I have people all the time like, what would you do if you got $1 million, right? And the reality is most of us have never even the concept of having $1 million, the concept of counting $1 million, having it in your hand. Many people can't even imagine that, right? So if you can't even imagine that, just think what happens if it actually happens. This is why lotto winners go broke, because it actually happened. Like, this actually happened? Oh my goodness. But now they're not prepared. They never were prepared to handle that type of money. That's why they go back broke again. They do stupid stuff with it because they've been doing stupid stuff with money the whole time. They just got a whole bunch more money to do stupid stuff with. That's just what it is. So these appear to endow his treasure with magic powers that would enable it to make impossible earnings. Yet ye the wise men who verily know the risk that lurk behind every plan to make great wealth suddenly. And here's your lesson. Here is your lesson. The tortoise beats the hare every time. Repeat that again. I want you to put that in the comments below. Hopefully you spell tortoise and you spell hare right. Might want to look it up. When you spell it wrong, we're going to have some problems. The tortoise beats the hare every time. Too often, we are in such a rush to make our money double or multiply. We don't give it the time to accrue. We don't let compound interest work in our favor. We're in just such a rush to make our money magically grow to this, I don't know. But when anything in life that you have seen grow over time, a tree, for example, it takes time. But we want things right now. You just learned about this concept called investing. Now you want to go invest and put it into this risky penny stock, and then now all your money gone because you want it to grow so fast. You got the hustler mentality that you're bringing to this new venture that you're doing. And it's nothing wrong. It is something wrong with that. Let's just keep it real. It is something wrong with that. What I'm saying is it's okay to have the hustler's ambition, but it's not okay to have the hustler's mentality when it comes to making your money work for you. It's not okay. It's not okay. Why? Because the tortoise beats the hare every time. If you're in this game to win tomorrow, if you're in this game to win the battle, then you'll lose the war. But if you're in the game to win the war, you'll win plenty of battles along the way. Let me repeat that again. If you're in this game to win the battle, then you'll lose the war. But if you're in this game to win the war, then you'll win plenty of battles along the way. You guys comprehend that? It's the difference in your mentality on what it is that you're focused on. Are you focused on the long stretch? Or are you focused on the mile? Or are you focused on the 100 meters? You know what I mean? Because your life is going to extend past the 100 meters more often than not. But if you only focus on 100 meters, what are you going to do about the other 900 meters? Once you're out of gas, once you get tired, you still got a whole nother 900 meters to go, but you only planned for the first 100 meters. Again, if your goal is to win the battle, you'll lose the war. that's a matter of fact. I just want to let you guys know that this is an ERG original that I'm giving you right here. But if your goal is to win the war, then you'll find you'll win plenty of battles along the way. I might do a T-shirt or something. I need some quotes of my own. That's the ERGJ original. Hopefully, I think I came up with that on my own, so I'm not going to have to quote nobody on that other than ERGJ. So you heed the wise men, for verily they know the risk that lurk behind every plan to make great wealth suddenly. Forget not the rich men of Nineveh, who will take no chance of losing their principal or tying it up in unprofitable investments. This ends my tale of the 5 laws of gold. In telling it to thee, I have told you the secrets of my own success. Yet they are not secrets, but truths, which every man must first learn and then follow, who wishes to step out of the multitude I can't say this word. That wishes to step out of the multitude, that like young wild dogs must worry each day for food to eat. So you got to ask yourself this. Oh, I'm going to talk about this for a second. You got to ask yourself this. Are you normal? That's a good question to ask you. Are you normal? Are you normal? And here's what I've come to find out, guys. I'll never want to be considered normal again. And why is that? Because normal is broke. And here's what's funny about our society. You might want to put that down. Normal is broke. It's normal to be broke in America. It's normal. 95% of the people are broke. It's normal to be broke. Now, we live in the wealthiest land in the world, supposedly. I don't know how we can be the wealthiest land in the world with $21 trillion in debt. But at any rate, we live in the wealthiest land in the world. But yet it's normal to be broke. Now, think about this. When you start to step out of the crowd, where the crowd lives in this place of paycheck to paycheck. The crowd lives in this place of broke. When you start to step out of that, you become abnormal. You become unique. You become something to marvel at. You become different because you're not living the way that everyone else is living. Everyone else is living with the broke mentality, not realizing that they got the whole world in their hand or something like that. But it's so normal to be broke that it doesn't really bother them anymore. Like, I'm broke, everybody else broke, so hey, you know what I mean? Let's be ordinary. But when you throw that little extra on it, Aaron, hey, Ron, you say, you know what? I'm not going to be ordinary. I'm going to be extraordinary. I'm not going to be average. I'm going to be above average. The way that you get there is by doing what other people aren't willing to do. Wes Brown says this: you must be willing to do today the things that no one else is willing to do, so that tomorrow you can afford to live the way that no one else can afford to live. Are you willing to do the things today that no one else is willing to do? What are some of the things that I was willing to do? I was willing to sacrifice. I was willing to say, you know what? I don't want to be normal. I'm not normal. And my bank account is going to reflect me not being normal. What are some things that I'm willing to do? And one thing I can tell you is this, guys. One suggestion I can give you tonight is this. Are you willing to sacrifice 1 year of your life to live unlike or uncommon, unlike anyone else is willing to live, so that you can live the rest of your life like no one else can live? Are you willing to sacrifice 1 year of your life? 1 year of sacrifice, 1 year of pedal to the metal, 1 year of balls to the wall, 1 year of eating bean soap if you got to, 1 year of saying no more debt, 1 year of saying no more television if I have to, no more distractions, no more of the things that have kept me where I am today. Are you willing to give them up? Are you willing to sacrifice them? Are you willing to do less of those bad things and more of the good things just for 1 year? What I found is that the people that can do it just for a year, 1 year of your life, can make the rest of your life that much more glorious. Just 1 year. Are you willing to do the things today that no one else is willing to do? See, I was willing to cut the television off. I was willing to make my budget my best friend. I was willing to work that extra job. I was willing to say no to the afternoon lunches with the coworkers. I was willing to learn about my money. I was willing to do the things that no one else was willing to do. So while they were laughing at me and while they were looking at me crazy for me being different, now they marvel at why I'm so different. Are you willing to do the things today that no one else is willing to do, so that tomorrow you can live the way that no one else can afford to live? And the way that you can do that, man, is just by following a few simple laws, putting them into practice in your life and saying, you know what, I'm going to abide by these laws for 1 year. And I'm going to see how it turns out. I'm going to see what my bank account looks like when I get through this 1 year or the rest of this year. I'm going to see what my investments look like. I'm going to see what my portfolio. Matter of fact, here's the test that you can do. You can say, right now, today, I need to know my net worth. Everybody put this in the comments below, the word net worth. If you don't know your net worth, then you really don't know the type of progress you're making throughout the year. So if you calculate your net worth today, or, of course, I got a service where I will, calculate it for you. I'm going through the book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Calculate your net worth today, or get someone to help you calculate your net worth if you don't know how to do that. And then calculate it again at the end of the year. It should be, now, if you're serious about changing, if you're serious about doing something different, you're serious about living today like no one else is willing to live today so that you can live tomorrow like no one else can afford to live, then by the end of this year, you will see an uptake in your net worth. Your net worth is your economic value in this society. You need to know your number. You need to know where you're starting from, and then you can go back and check and say, well, how much progress have I made? Because progress is a measurement, and measurement is numbers. So you need to know your numbers. Know where you're starting, and know by the end of there where you are, so you can see, you can feel. Hey, how many of you guys feel good when you make progress? You made a little progress. Like something is better tomorrow than it was today. I made some progress. Oh, I lost 4 pounds today. I made some progress. We're talking about making progress in your bank account. We're talking about making progress in your habits. We're talking about making progress so that you can step away from the 95%. I want you to walk away from the, and this is what Jim Rohn says. Put this in the comments below. Walk away from the 95%. Walk away from the 95%. And here's what Jim Rohn says. He says, don't talk like they talk. Don't do what they do. Don't go where they go. He wants you to walk away from 95%. Don't read what they read. Don't watch what they watch. Walk away from the 95%. If you make that decision today, that you're going to walk away from the 95%, you're going to walk away from the normal, you're going to walk away from the broke, busted, and disgusted, and you're going to go in a new direction. He also says this, he says that you don't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. You can choose today to walk away from the 95% and to begin to put in some new principles, all from a good little book from 1926. That can help guide you along the way to you going from a financial zero to a financial hero. Now, why can I say that? Because it worked for me. It's nothing scientific. It's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. This was written in 1926. The same laws and rules apply today. Principles never change, but strategies do. So these are principles about money, principles about building wealth, principles about not doing stupid stuff with your money. Walk away from the 95%. I can tell you this, guys, that was the best decision I made in my financial life. The decision to walk away. The decision to be scolded, the decision to be looked at funny, the decision to be all that stuff that came along with it. But now, who's laughing? Walk away from the 95%. Don't do what they do. Don't talk like they talk. Don't go where they go. Not that they can't be your friends or be, y'all still cool, but you just decided, I'm not going to the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to that club. Y'all going to the nightclub? I'm going to the book club. Y'all going to watch TV? I'm going to an investment meeting. It's your decision. Here's the deal, guys. What I want to say to you guys is this. If you choose to walk away from the 95% today, I want you to know that it's not just about where you're walking away, it's about where you're walking to. You got to have a place that you're going to go if you're going to walk away from the crowd that you used to hang with. And I've got the perfect place for you. It's called Club Millie. What is Club Millie? Club Millie is a place where you can learn how to earn with a whole group of black folk. That's got to be a wonderful thing. When I started thinking about, man, it's been 2 weeks, and we've got 75 people that have joined this club all about learning about money. Can you imagine that? 2 weeks, 75 black folk got together and said, we're going to decide to build wealth together. We're going to build wealth together. That's got to be a phenomenal feeling to know that this is really happening. It's happening right before my eyes, and I can be a person that says, hey, I'm going to walk away from the 95%, but now I got to have a place to go, and Club Millie seems to be the best place for me to be because they're talking about money. They're talking about generational wealth. They're talking about business opportunities. They're talking about investment opportunities. They're talking about ways to make your money work for you. And what have I been doing over here? I've been talking about how to spend money. I've been talking about how to waste money. I've been talking about how to do nothing productive with my time. But yeah, I got a club over here that's going to lead me to a place that I've never been before. You can make that decision. It's only a $20 decision. And here's the deal. If you can't make a $20 decision, then you are not prepared to make a $20,000 decision. You're not prepared to make a $2 million decision. It's all up to you. But we've got people that have read this book. We've got people that have applied this book. We have people that have walked this book out. And so they can help lead you along that same pathway to get out of debt, to grow your wealth with like-minded, light-skinned people as well. Melanin, power, economic power. That's where it starts. That's where it begins. And that's what we're doing at Club Millie. Well, guys, here's the deal, man. That's an opportunity for you to join. And maybe you're saying, hey, you know what? I really like to join, but I need to get more info. Now, I'm not really a big fan of the more info people because they always just need more info on everything, but they never make a decision. But nevertheless, I want to make sure that you do have the information that you need to make a decision. And so you can do that by going up to the top. We got a Club Millie presentation, and that's going to be a place where you can sign up for free to come to one of our presentations where we roll out the whole plan of what we're doing. It's so extensive, but yet so simple that I can't do it here today. That's going to be a place where you can ask all the questions that you need so that you're informed. I want you to bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your kids, all sit down at the kitchen table, watch us, and explain to you what's going on in Club Millie so that you can make a family decision right there on the dot. But then also we got a couple other things that are coming up as well. We got a couple of investment sessions. This is where we come together and we start talking about money. We start looking for investment opportunities. Well, hey, maybe you're saying, hey, I want to know how this thing kind of works. Well, you can feel free to join us at our Valentine's session or our Dial 30 session. Now, of course, if you become a member today, you can get to come to those sessions for free. But you may want to pay for them just to get your feet wet, just to see what it is that we talk about at some of these at these investment sessions that we have. You can feel free to do that as well. Now, we've gone over the 5 laws of gold on for the richest man in Babylon. Again, this is a book that changed my financial life. So I decided I'm going to open up my library to my people so they can see how my mind changed about money. And guys, I want you to remember this, that wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. Let me say that again. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. So many of us, we have stinking thinking as it relates to money. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to change the way that we think so we can change the results that we have in our life. And that's what you can do when you start reading about money, reading about financial stuff, and start to put these principles and these practices into place, because at the end of the day, we know that we didn't learn enough about money growing up. At the end of the day, 12 years, 16 years, 20 years of college and high school and elementary, and they never taught us financial principles that can change our life. Well, you know what? We can't go back and say what we wish, but we can say right now we do know, and we can start to apply those things to our life now, and we can also teach our children what we now know so they don't have to be in a position of we wish. Well, guys, this is ERGJ from ERGJ Enterprises. Again, this episode has been brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, True Detergent, black-owned and manufactured detergent right here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery to your doorstep. So you can give us a call at 678-851-2400. This is a 101-ounce bottle, and it's $15. That's right, so it's 15 cents per wash. You have no reason not to give your brothers and sisters a try to wash your clothes. Give us a call, True Detergent, make the switch. Now, If you happen to not be in the Atlanta area, I've left a link up above or below. I'm going to leave it right here where you can actually go online and order it. I'll still get credit for it. This is the place of WeBuyBlack.com. That's the new Black Amazon. We're going to get that thing blowing up. We're going to make sure that we shop through our Black Amazon and we do business with our Black manufacturers and supporters, and you start to understand that. Now, the last thing is we're going to have an opportunity for you to actually become a distributor as well. You want to learn how to do what I'm doing, you know, to cut Amazon out, to cut Walmart out, and you want to distribute this product. Well, we're going to have that coming up as well. I didn't leave a link up there, but you can go to www.ergj.net to find out or to sign up to come to that presentation where you can learn how you can become a distributor as well. Because here's the deal, guys. I don't think that many of you guys really understand opportunity when you see it. Let me say this before I go. Too many of us do not recognize opportunity when we see it. It can be hidden right in front of your face in plain sight, and you won't even notice it. When you have the opportunity to connect with a manufacturer right from the warehouse, that cuts out all of the overhead or the profit that you would have had to pay to someone else, and you can actually get that profit yourself. Let me repeat that again. When you have a direct connection to a manufacturer, this is the person that created the product, that bottled the product. You now supersede all of those levels of middlemen that would have taken profit off the top as it goes up these different chains. You get all of that profit to come to you. So why do you think I'm doing delivery to doorsteps? Because I realize that the profit stays with me. And all I'm saying is you have the same opportunity as well, but for some reason, many of you guys just don't see it. And until you are able to recognize money-making opportunities, that your eyes become open to money-making opportunities, I don't know how you are going to get out of your rut if you can't even notice an opportunity when it passes you by. He says, so Van says, opportunity usually has work clothes on. I know that's right. I go to work. I think I sold 7 bottles today. I made 3 deliveries and somebody ordered a case that I got to ship. And this is me doing what I'm doing right here. I don't think it's anything. When I saw this guy, I said, man, this is easy. You know, I used to sell perfume on the sidewalk, going from business to business, trying to get people to buy a $20 bottle of perfume from me. I had to learn some Spanish to do that. I was going to the Mexican laundromats to sell freaking perfume on the street, peddling perfume. This is easy. Like, you're going to wash your clothes anyway. All I'm asking you to do is give your brother and sister the opportunity to wash your clothes for you. That's easy. Yeah, to me, it's easy. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have the courage, but to me, it's easy. So that's why I said we can start here. If we can't get people to change their detergent, how in the world are we going to build a black economy? You won't even wash your clothes in blackness. It just happened to be purple, but you know what I'm saying. At any rate, man, yes, opportunity usually has work clothes on. And many of you guys, you just don't want to go to work. And I was saying this, the only reason why I get some of the opportunities that I get, and the only reason why I get lucky is because I go to work. Every day that I wake up, I get up, I get out, and I get something. Let me repeat that again. I get up, I get out, and I go get something. And what I find is that many of my counterparts are usually watching me get up, get out, and get something. And I'm like, when are you going to get up, get out, and get something? That's the deal. What is it going to take? You know what I mean? I'm glad that I can be an inspiration to you. I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, we made this connection, this bond. So, you know what I'm saying? We support one another, but I want you to get it the same way that I'm getting it. I want you to have the same success that I'm having. That's the only reason why I go live so much. Because I want you to first be inspired. Everybody put in the word in the comments below, inspired. I understand that for some of us to get out of our rut, we first have to be inspired. We have to have something, some hope somewhere. And maybe I'm that light for you. Maybe I give you a little inspiration. But after the inspiration phase, I need you to get off your butt. I need you to go and put in some work. You can be inspired. That helps get you out of your rut. It helps you see some hope. Hopefully it helps release some stress out of your life. But then I want you to start putting a plan together and go to work. That's the bottom line. Because no one's going to fix your problem but you. And if you have a money problem, the best way to fix your money problem is to go to work. Okay? So yes, I work hard. Yes, I market hard. Yes, I sell hard. Yes. But you know what? It's worth it. The work is worth it. Why? Because I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to, no one has to tell me what time I'm gonna clock in, what time I'm gonna go to lunch, what time I'm gonna break, when I can take my vacation. They don't. If you have a money problem, if you are broke and you're still watching 3 hours of TV, you're an idiot. I'm just gonna say it. You are an idiot. You like being broke. Because when I get to the point of being broke, I'm like, I got to do something different. And that something different normally means I don't have time for TV because I'm out here working. And you got the opportunity. What I'm saying to you guys, I wish that many of you guys could see it the same way I see it. Because here's what's going to happen. By the time you decide that you're going to act, it's going to cost too much. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be like, you know what? Evan was telling me this. He was telling me this, but I did not act. I just did not believe it was for me. I got an interview on next Saturday. That's going to bring more people to come to this session that we have set up. And that's going to make sure that that's going to mean that more people who probably could have been there, they don't get a seat. And what happens after that? Then we have our meeting. We start talking about these things like, okay, here's the plan. Here's how we're going to roll this thing out. And if you don't believe me, you must have been watching me for the past 2 years. Every time that I told you guys I was going to do something, I did it. I told you I was going to start an investment club. Y'all didn't believe me. I did it. I told you I was going to start Club Millie. Y'all didn't believe me. We did it. We're going to start another investment club. You don't believe me? Watch. Don't believe me? Just watch me, or you can come and work with me. That's the deal. Tiffany, yes, we can bring it to Colorado. We are working. I'm working on so much stuff. I wish I could tell all this in the stream, but I can't. Because there's some people who are going to invest into the vision, and there's some people who want to vulture the vision. So here's the deal, Tiffany. If you're saying, hey, this sounds good, I want to get more information, go to the website and register for the investment session. That's all I can tell you. www.ergj. Matter of fact, I'll make it easy for you, Tiffany. Thanks for asking. Hey, Tiffany, why are you always right, by the way? I want to know. Why are you always right? How did that happen? How do you just always be right? I'm going to put the link in for you. And here's the deal, guys. I'm just sharing this with you because I love you. And I realize that many of us, we need counsel, right? Let me share a story with you, because I didn't know I was going to get here tonight, but I might as well, because there's a lot of stuff that's been on my mind. So a guy gives me a call, and here's what happens when you start to get counsel, when you start to let loose your pride. Here's the two biggest problems in our community: pride and ego. That's it. If we can get rid of the pride and get rid of the ego, we will have no problem in our community. But pride and ego gets in the way every time. It gets in the way of collaboration. It gets in the way of building. It's pride and ego. That's it. You can break it down to those two things: pride and ego. Somebody got some pride. Somebody got some ego. Somebody wants to be the top dog. All this competition. I don't care. I don't care who get all the praise. I just want to see it happen. So a guy gives me a call, and he's got, I mean, this is a phenomenal story. But he's been trying to hit me up a couple times, and I just, I kind of give him the general, but he was persistent. And I was like, okay, he really wants to talk. So I said, hey, give me a call, we'll talk. So here's a guy that was that's dealing with, he was dealing with like these, let's say these web pages. And he had all these followers on all these different pages. And he was like, man, I'm trying to find out how I can get corporate sponsors. And this is what happens when you talk to someone who's a visionary. So I said to him, well, you got over 1 million followers in all these different places, but you're trying to look for sponsors. I said, well, that's a good idea. You get a little money if you can get some sponsors, but why not think about how you can actually own and control? Everybody putting in the comments below, own and control. This has got to be the year of ownership and control. Facebook, we don't own and control. Okay, YouTube, you don't own and control. So I was saying to him, why don't we start thinking about how you can actually take control of your viewership, of your followers? Because when you own and control, that puts you in the position of power. When you have power, you have leverage. When you have leverage, you can say no to the deals that don't work in your favor. So I said, well, how about this, guy? How about you go and build your own space? And then you start to redirect people from these places to your space. Now, in your space that you create, you're going to have all of your different niches. in different categories. Boom, you get this one got 500,000 people, this one got 100,000, this one got 70,000, but they're all in one space that you own and control. Now, when a corporate sponsor sees this, they're gonna say, man, this dude has got 1 million people that's coming to his space on a regular basis. The same way they do with Facebook, right? Facebook has 1.86 billion users. They let you guys know that because that's why they're getting all the dollars or all the ad money. But when you create your own space and you got 1 million people coming to your space, that's going to put you in a position of power. Not only that, they can't throw you in Facebook jail. They can't tell you that you can't make no more money because you own and control your space. You see what I'm saying? So once I started, and then I said, now you got these other products that you serve, that you sell, and you want to sell some t-shirts or you want to sell some black products or whatever you want to do. That's all on your space that you own and control, that you can do what you want to do with it. No one can tell you what to do with your space. So his eyes started to wide up. He said, I never thought about that. I'm sitting up here managing all these different pages, not getting paid for it, not monetizing it, but I like what I do. And I'm like, well, hey, let's start talking about how you can do what you like to do and make some money doing it. This is what happened. And I told him, I said, listen, man, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help you out, but people pay me for this. I mean, I'm having this conversation with you. This is probably a $300 conversation, not I have with anybody else. I'm sharing this story with you guys just to let you know that you don't know what you don't know. And the way that you can know what you don't know is by asking people who know what you don't know. So you need to open yourself up, get rid of your pride, get rid of your ego, and ask for help. Now that don't mean call me all the time, okay? It don't mean just call me. What I'm saying is you got people in your life that you can actually speak to if you just let loose of your pride and your ego. You got people in your life that will give you great advice if you just let go of your pride and ego. You say, you know what? I just need some help. I got this idea. I want to do this. And maybe they can help you refine your ideas. You know who you can talk to, who you can't. Just matter. The question is, have you decided you want to talk to them? Have you decided that you're going to say, you know what, this is an idea I got, but you know what, if you know, here's what I think about ideas. Because everybody always concerned about somebody stealing their idea. Listen, man, there's nothing new under the sun. I don't care about giving my ideas out because I don't think anybody can do my idea better than me. Now I know that some of you guys need to protect some of your intellectual property and some of the stuff that you wrote, but I'm just talking about you just got this random idea. Man, you better get some help on it. You better get some help on it. And hopefully you got people in your life that you can trust that's not going to run off with your idea and build it before you, because I doubt that can happen either. It's your idea. It came to you. God gave it to you. So if you go work on your idea, you ain't got to worry about nobody stealing your idea. Let me repeat that again. Let me repeat that again. If you go work on your idea, you don't really have to worry about anybody stealing it. The only reason why people steal ideas is because the people who have them won't work on them. They won't refine them. They won't take their ideas to the next level. Your idea is nothing more than a seed. Everybody put that in comments below. Your idea is nothing more than a seed. It's got to be planted. Now the question is, are you planting this idea, this seed, this $1 million idea that you have? Are you planting it in good ground that it can grow? Are you cultivating this idea, which is a seed? What are you doing? What are you doing with it? That's the question. It's yours. It's been given to you by the ancestors, by your God. It's been given it to you to do something with. But too often we look at it like, man, that idea, I don't know when I'm going to get around to that. Well, you know what? You got plenty of time to get around to it if you turn the TV off. You got plenty of time to get around to it if you stop going out every weekend. You got plenty of time to do something with this idea that can change your life, that can change your financial future if you just give up some things that ain't bringing no productivity into your life. It's a decision. And I just decided in my life that I was going to walk away from the 95%. That's it. Once I made that decision and I started walking in the other direction, I stopped doing what they were doing. I stopped talking like they were talking. I stopped going where they were going. My whole life changed. It really did. And it didn't take long. It don't take long to get rich, guys. It don't take long to be wealthy. It's really not hard. Once you do one thing well, would you agree with this? Once you do one thing well, you can continue to do it better and better. Like you learn how to play an instrument. You start doing it, you get well, and then you do it for a couple of years. You're like, shoot, this is easy. You know what I mean? I can do this with my sleep. That's how I am with driving, right? I can just drive with my sleep. I'm like, just get where I gotta go. But once you do something well, you can keep doing it over and over again. It doesn't matter if you're going to evolve in that process so that you stay current with the times. But you still can do it in your sleep. You still have learned how to do it. So it's really not hard, man. I'm telling you, it's really not that difficult. It's really not hard. The beginning is hard because the only reason why the beginning is hard is because you're going through change. And when you are changing, that is a difficult process because you have to start giving up some stuff that you used to do. You really do. And you have to say, I'm going to pick up some new habits that's going to counteract the bad habits that I had. That's the only hard part about it. Once you get past that phase, it's really into development. You're into research and development. You're into production. You're into merchandising. Once you get past that phase, though, that's the hardest part because the hardest thing to change in any person is their mind. The hardest thing to change is your mind. If you just change your mind, you will change your life. Yeah. If you just decide, if you just change your mind, you will change your life. But too many of us are too comfortable to change. You know, it's not that bad. You know, it's okay if I only got $3 in the bank. I'll make it through. It's okay. It's cool. Is that okay? That's okay. You made $56,000 a year and you only got $3 in the bank. That's okay. You don't think nothing wrong with that. You don't think that's a problem. You don't think that's an issue. You don't think that's something that you can fix. Think about it. Then that's okay. All right, guys. I didn't think I was gonna give you all that tonight, but I did know I knew I was gonna rant a little bit. I already had it in my heart. I still didn't get to some stuff I want to get to, but I only do this, man, because I care about you, man. I really want to see you be your best. I really want to see us grow this thing to a place where I want us to make history. That's what I want to do. I want us to make history. And so this is the year that is about owning and controlling. And I'm only looking for people who are going to decide to walk away from the 95%. We only need 5% of Black America, 5% of brothers and sisters who are serious about making history. And if that is you, then go ahead and sign up for Club Millie today. www.ergjj.net. 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 Go to the membership section, click on Club Millie, and sign up today. Don't delay. Don't wait. 2 weeks, 75 people have already signed up. The more people that get signed up, the more people that we have to manage, and that just causes the cost of membership to rise because it's the supply and demand. When you have more demand, then that means that you need more resource in order to manage that demand. That's the reason why things get more expensive. So I want you guys to be able to make the decision, the $20 decision a day. If you're uncomfortable making a $20 decision, then you're not ready for wealth. You're not ready to grow. You're not ready to take it to another level because you waste $20 a day every day, probably more likely. So why not say, you know what? I done wasted enough $20 in my life. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make a decision to invest $20 into my life right now. And that's just what it is. So yeah, peace and love, man. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Just remember this, man. This is the new Black Wall Street. This is the night shift. Hope you guys got something out of the night. You know, it takes a village and it starts with us, man. Let's build wealth as we climb together. You guys have a good night.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of the new Black Wall Street. The new Black Wall Street.